Hey everybody, good afternoon. It is 8:07 p.m. the 19th of October 2009. In just about 23 minutes, we're going to do the Australian Monetary Policy Meeting Minutes, which is the minutes of actually it was 2 weeks ago's RBA rate hike. If you read my analysis on my blog, henryleeforex.com, you'll see that it was a surprise rate decision 2 weeks ago to hike interest rate from 3% to 3.25%, and most analysts were surprised by this rate decision, and obviously that's why it's making this meeting minutes so important, as we will probably get a little bit more detail as to why RBA decided to hike rates despite of the recent recovery in the Australian economy. Most analysts weren't expecting for this rate hike. So all I have to say is that it was a genuine surprise for a lot of people, a lot of traders especially, and of course we all want to find out why. And if there is a real justifiable reason for this rate hike, then the next step will be to speculate and to predict what will be the next rate hike. Will it be during the next RBA meeting, or RBA will just pause for now and then wait until sometime in 2010? So those are the important factors that we need to find out. And once we're able to find that out, then we can trade this accordingly. Now let's take a look at the pre-market condition. The Australian dollar right now is trading right above its levels, its top of this range at 92.82. Australian yen is trading at 84.11, and they're all making historic 2009 highs. As we can see yesterday, the Aussie was around below the 9200, and now it is above 92, almost reaching the 93. So obviously this meeting minutes will definitely have some effect on the direction and the long-term trend of the Aussie, as if we get a possibility for further rate hikes, or if our RBA governor just come out and say that he feels that this is just the first of a series of rate hikes, then expect the market to start going very strong with the Aussie. If he says that this is more or less like a pause, wait and see type of situation, that the inflation is getting bad, but he wants to hike it right now and then wait to see if inflation starts to slow down, if that's the case, then Aussie will obviously start losing strength. So that's what we'll be looking for, and hopefully we'll get a very clear statement from Governor Stevens, and hopefully we'll be able to make a trade. So coming up now about 19 minutes, and I'll be back, and hopefully we'll make some money here. Thank you. Okay, coming up about 2 minutes to the RBA minutes, and
over a minute, we'll be getting the RBA's October policy meeting minutes. Australian dollar last at 0.9276 against the dollar, down just under 0.2%. Additionally, Aussie Kiwi right around session highs 122.92, up a little over 0.1%.
The Aussie Kiwi was almost at 124 just a couple of days ago. So right now we're seeing 122.85. That means the Aussie has been weakening against the Kiwi for the past day or two. So just to keep that in mind. Kiwi is weak now. On the strength meter showing 1.
In under 30 seconds we'll be receiving the RBA's October policy meeting minutes.
While the Aussie is showing about 2.8. The dollar is showing 6.3. So we know the Aussie is weak and the New Zealand is weak. But we're only talking about the period from 5 p.m. opening, so it's only 3.5 hours. So let's see what happens right now. We're seeing the yen strengthening up a little bit.
Receiving the minutes. RBA says risk in waiting to raise rates had increased.
Okay, that's a little bit positive.
Mindful that the Australian economy is outperforming rivals, says low rates could lead to imbalances in the economy, says Australian inflation may be accelerating by 2010. RBA discussed risks October interest rate rise may be premature, says the inflation trough will be higher than forecast, says if Australian inflation will slow in the near term, says Australian home loans being repaid ahead of schedule, says impact of government fiscal stimulus is declining. RBA notes global and domestic economic outlook is improving. expects resource sector investment to rise in coming years, says investment, exports, and consumer spending are, quote, stronger, says keeping rate too low could threaten inflation target, says the Australian dollar gain may help contain inflation, says Australian GDP growth will be around trend in 2010, and just reiterating that low rates are no longer needed.
Okay,
Australian dollar moving above 93 cents to fresh high 0.9304 against the dollar, a tenth of a percent. Also, pound Aussie spiking lower, along with Aussie Kiwi spiking higher. Aussie Kiwi 123.12 up by 0.3% just off session highs. Pound Aussie right around session lows down 0.25%, 179.30. 176.30 last, and Australian dollar yen testing session highs 84.28 last, up just under 0.2%.
Okay, thank you Trader News for giving us such a nice, wonderful, detailed analysis. Now, I didn't hear the magic word there. I didn't hear anything on any kind of future policy. If there's one thing that I heard that would probably make sense is the possibility of a premature rate hike that was discussed during the meeting. And the last statement talking about that the low rate was no longer necessary. So I think both of them cancels out. And talking about that home loans are being repaid ahead of schedule, that's a good sign for the economy. Talking about that RBA is ahead of the curve, that the Australian economy is ahead of the curve, I think overall it's a neutral bias towards a little bit more bullish. Inflation may rise 2011, so they're doing this thing as a preemptive. They said nothing about doing it again. They're just doing it now, and I think the next rate decision will probably be for a pause. I don't think they will hike rate again. So overall, I think since we're at top of the range, it's possible that it could be a sell trade on the Aussie dollar. I think we're hitting probably a top right now, and I'm just gonna tell you real quick. Yeah. We're hitting a top 9,300, being an area that the market couldn't penetrate before. I think the Aussie could drop from this point on, since we're not getting a very bullish sentiment there, and we're not getting any kind of momentum or reason for this trade to keep on going up. Looking at the market, I think Aussie yen will probably be the best for a sell. We're at 84.22 right now. We're looking about maybe 5 pips of spread, and the top of the range is at 82.31. So we're within about 10 pips of the top, and the low range of the day is 84.02. So that's about 20 pips from now. I think we could see a possibility because the yen is obviously stronger than the dollar, and I don't think there's a lot of optimism, at least momentum, to push this. So I like to maybe jump in on a sell trade for the Aussie yen. 84.23. I'm gonna take a trade. Okay, that's it. 84.23. The next area I'll probably get out around 83.60. 83.60, 83.70 area. So I hope you listen to my analysis, and we'll see what happens right now. And hopefully we'll be able to pick up some pips. If not, we're risking 20 some pips for maybe 50 pips. So I think it's worth it. Guys, right now I see about 20 pips of profit. I'm gonna take it. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the profit. And if you wanna hold on to the trade, put the stop loss at BE and wait for it to hit 70. I think it could happen, but right now I'm gonna close the trade. Consider this trade is done, and make sure that you manage the trade from this point on your own. I think we'll probably see 83.70 pretty soon. Okay, so that's about it, everybody, for this trade. We analyzed the market condition, and we saw an opening. We jump in, pick out 20 pips, and right now there's a chance to make another 30 pips. But for the purpose of this recording, I want to be out. So that's it for me. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.